Do you have chicken laps? Do you have potatoes? I'm sure you have these other spices and vegetables. So here's a festive meal idea. Yummy, yummy food. Just negodi how appetizing the leftover looks. Can you believe that this is leftover? Can you? Can you? To be honest, this meal does not need any explanation. You need very basic everyday ingredients. So I'll just prepare this meal while we gist. I just want to bring this recipe idea to your notice. You can prepare it without any hand holding. Here I'm preparing the seasoning for the chicken: salt, thyme, white pepper, curry powder, seasoning cubes. I don't know the kind of food gum they use for seasoning cubes these days. These cubes want to dislocate my fingers. Grind them with a dry meal for better absorption into the chicken. It's almost the end of the year. At some point, this year was dragging, but fiam, it's racing like something else. And now it's already the last month of the year. Who is traveling home for Christmas? It's a given that Nigerians will travel home. Your village in Nigeria, your ancestral home. So at the end of the year, there's usually a lot of movement, mass movement. At least the Igbo people. I'm Igbo, so I don't know if we are the only ones that move so much during the festive season. Can you tell me in the comments, which tribe are you? Do you guys typically travel to your village, specifically for the festive season? Here, I'm just mixing the ingredients I prepared earlier: onions, the spices and seasonings, and extra virgin olive oil. Mix everything together and rub on the chicken laps. Rub, rub, rub till you've gotten a good coverage. Cover with this thin film and put in the fridge to marinate for at least half an hour. As I was saying about the festive celebrations, some people who live outside Nigeria can even travel to Nigeria and stay in the big cities, that's Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, without reaching village because they just want to feel the vibes of the festive season. I believe you can only feel that vibe in Nigeria. Am I lying? Later, you'll see how I'll use these set of ingredients I'm preparing now. This one is for garnish. Adding some of those herbs and seasonings I ground earlier. You can see that I'm keeping all the ingredients well seasoned as I prepare them. This is to maintain the flavor. You don't want to go from flavorful to bland, while eating the meal. The festive season is the most boring and lonely season in Obodo Oyibo, especially for people who live alone. All your friends, neighbors, and colleagues will go and spend Christmas with their families. If you live alone in Obodo Oyibo, you will miss your family the most this season. Shout out to all those that will spend the season alone or will spend the season working. You can cut the potatoes anyhow you want. I love cutting them into wedges because wedges are so cute. Those who live in the US can feel the festive vibe very much because of the over-the-top Christmas decorations in people's lawns. I once spent Christmas in the US, and when driving around at night, it felt like being in Christmas Wonderland with all the lights. Oh my god, it's just I don't know if do you guys still do that these days? So what are your plans for this season? Let me know in the comments. You know, go ahead. Everything is ready. The chicken has marinated enough. Let's start cooking. It's getting cold where I live. We are now in single digits Celsius. I have already checked out mentally because of the cold. I don't do cold very well. What's the cold like where you live? Back in October, I saw a photo of snow somewhere and I was like, the Arctic region, is that you? Isn't it too early for snow? Chayo. I mean, it was getting cold here back then, but it was still strange that it was snowing in October in a habitable place. When the chicken is done, take them out and use the chicken broth or stock to cook the potatoes. Add the chopped veggie and seasoning mix on top of the cooked chicken laps and spread them out. Once the potatoes are cooked, don't overcook them, You want to cook them till the point where they are just done. Perfect. Put into the baking tray with the chicken. Leave the pot of stock on the stove to boil down because that liquid is too much, while we bake the chicken laps and potatoes in the oven. When the stock has boiled down like so, take it out. And once you notice the potatoes and chicken laps are beginning to turn golden, add the veggies garnish. I decided to add some cheese because there were these voices telling me, add cheese, add cheese. I obeyed them and here we are. This was totally unplanned, And add the boiled down chicken stock like so. Continue baking for 5 to 7 more minutes and look at that. Have you liked this video yet? Have you? I made this special meal for you. The chicken and the potatoes are already cooked, so this baking is just for aesthetics, so that everything will look appetizing. The fusion of flavors also happens while the baking is taking place. In other news, have you sent money for Christmas shopping to your family members in Nigeria? It's actually already too late to do that now because the prices of things are increasing every single day and you need to avoid the rush too. Before you know it now, there will be a lot of pushing in the market. Quacking. Yes, there's rising cost of living everywhere, but the one in Nigeria, no give person talking mouth. The inflation is something else. This year's festive season will be somehow. You can scoop the stock or broth on top of the meal as gravy. This meal is so filling, I tell you. We couldn't even finish it. Look at the yummy leftover that tasted even better the next day. Bye bye. See you soon.